Trading and investing in altcoins is super hard. I'm not denying that. I'm actually favoring that because the markets have been showing proof for the fact that it's super hard. That's why I thought let's make a short update on how you can survive the crypto markets and how you need to stay into the game. The uncertainty arises simply due to the fact that expectations are not in line with reality. I think that fear and anger come from not meeting your expectations. And usually when you have very high expectations, it's very hard to realize that. So let's say your expectations were that this year is going to be that big year where the crypto markets are going to be going ballistic and where you're going to be making the money that you were looking for, what you heard from the stories from the past few cycles, and that you wish to make. And then reality kicks in as the markets turn around and they continue to extend their bear market, and you're in a very weird period in between where you don't know what to do. You start to feel fear. The question is, why are you starting to feel that? Because you've already been planning out your future life based on the potential profits you are going to make, and everything starts to fall apart. And maybe a question arises whether you should have invested less, as the money is perhaps needed for a payment for your mortgage or any bill that you need to pay. The worst thing to do in those moments in time is to log into social media, as social media basically absorbs that fear and strengthens your inner emotions. Those emotions are the worst for your portfolio. There's always a balance between rationality and emotions. And I can tell you, I've been going through many of these over the years that I'm in crypto at this point. I've had multiple bull and bear markets. I've literally lost everything in 2022. And the main reason for that is that my emotions took over. And they took over in terms of control over my decision making when it comes to my portfolio or building businesses. That's why rationality always wins. What are some key lessons for me, for you to stay into the altcoin game? Well, the first thing is that you need to understand is to stay in the game. The volatility is massive and the returns will be massive on those altcoins in general because they are super irrationally undervalued. However, if you make it too difficult for yourself, you will end up with nothing. And that's where most of the people end up. Realize that 97% of the people lose money trading meme coins and around 90% lose money trading regular altcoins. Bitcoin has a yearly return of 40 to 60%, which is far exceeding the return of an index fund, which is approximately 7%. Altcoins can have a return of 500, 1,000 or even higher percent. That's why continuing to accumulate your positions on moments that you don't feel like you want to, as your stomach is in pain, those are the moments to accumulate your positions, as the best financial opportunities arise when you feel the worst. Again, staying in the game is essential. If you use leverage, quit trading leverage. It's literally something you don't need to outperform 90% of the people. It's unnecessary as the volatility is high enough with spot trading, so you don't need to overexpose yourself to risk to increase that dopamine kick and the instability of yourselves. Stay in the game. It's also not the moment to be selling your positions, which is kind of odd, but I always ask myself the question, if I'm looking at a chart, what would I do right now if I do not have a position? And if the answer is that I would be very happy to be buying the actual position at this point because it's so low in terms of valuation, then the answer to my portfolio is basically that I'm going to hold. And if there is an opportunity, I'd be buying and stepping in. The final lesson here is manage your expectations. If your expectation is that you are going to do a 100x based on what everyone has been saying, and you are so confident about that, which means you'll be investing everything, including money you can't afford to lose, then you're reckless by definition and you're gambling. However, The emotions come in based on the expectations that you've had in the beginning. If you revise those expectations and build a different reference to work in for yourself and say, in the next 3 years, I want to outperform Bitcoin through trading Bitcoin or through trading altcoins, then first thing you're doing is that you're giving yourself the time to learn, to improve, and to build your portfolio. And second, you're lowering the stress and dopamine attached to trading an altcoin portfolio or to trading into these markets in general. If you want to be the outlier to everyone, you need to make different decisions than the rest of the world. And that's why investing into altcoins is one of the hardest things to do. But if I can do it and I can have a good return, and I've proven myself that I'm sure you can do it too. Stay in the game.
OKX is the first crypto exchange to get the MiCA license in Europe. To celebrate this milestone, they are running a campaign for new users where you can get up to €50 back in Bitcoin for relatively simple tasks. You can check the details in the link below. On top of that, they also have the lowest fees and publish their proof of reserves, so you know your money is safe. If you're still looking for a crypto exchange, sign up to OKX to receive the welcome bonus and start trading with the lowest fees.